Okay, so good day everyone, especially to Sir Tikong. Good day, sir. So, we are the new reporters of the new lesson for today. But before that, so let's all learn for our subject na education for sustainable development. But before we will discuss our topic, which is efficiency and innovation, green growth and rebound effect, let me first share to you a short recapitulation about the previous topic, which is developmentalism, environmentalism, and ecologism. So, why I did a short recap, it's because this is a connection lang. Our topic is a connection to the previous topic. So, dili lang ko motakol or deep kay of course na discuss naman na siya sa previous reporter, so kuan lang taphaw lang sa previous nga lesson. So developmentalism, so when we say developmentalism in relation to sustainable development, it is an attempt to cope with environmental degradation which advocates in introducing greener technologies and conserving biodiversity. And then for environmentalism, it advocates preservation, restoration, and improvement of the natural environment, and as well as critical earth system elements or processes such as the climate, and may be referred to as a movement to control pollution or protect plant and animal diversity. So environmentalism daw, it seeks to preserve the air and water we all depend upon. So as well as also conserved and protect entire ecosystems comprising of animals, plants, and humans found in different habitats throughout our planet. So lastly, ecologism. I know it's already understandable kaya na-discuss na rin. So, as we know, it studies the relationship between living beings and their environment is as old as mankind itself. So, what it seeks is to understand the vital connections between plants and animals and also the world around them. So, that is the previous topic, the developmentalism, environmentalism, and ecologism. So, sa akong giyon ganina, our topic nga discuss karon is a connection lang to the previous one. So, murag, di ba, padto sila is movements, no? Katong developmentalism, environmentalism, and ecologism, those are movements. So, ang among topic nga discuss karon is solutions to that movement. So solutions ni siya. So let's all learn efficiency and innovation and green growth and rebound effect. Okay, so typo lang na siya, no? Efficiency and innovation, green growth, and rebound effect na siya. This is not rebound lang, it's rebound effect. Okay, so before going through sa atong proper discussion, let me read first our learning objectives. So at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to first define what is efficiency and innovation, green growth, and rebound. Second, explain how these concepts are relevant to sustainability. And third, understand the importance of these concepts to attain sustainable development.
Efficiency. The term efficiency refers to the peak level of performance that uses the least amount of inputs to achieve the highest amount of output. Efficiency requires reducing the number of unnecessary resources used to produce a given output. including personal time and energy. It minimizes the waste of resources such as physical materials, energy, and time while accomplishing the desired output. And also, efficiency is the capacity to complete an action with little or no to waste effort or energy. Being effective involves using your resources as effectively as you can to get the result you want. We have our categories of efficiency. The first one is economic efficiency. Economic efficiency refers to the optimization of resources to best serve each person in that economic state. Economic efficiency implies an economic state in which every resource is optimally allocated to serve each individual or entity in the best way while minimizing waste and efficiency. When an economy is economically efficient, any changes made to assist one entity would harm another. In terms of production, goods are produced at their lowest possible cost, as are the variable inputs of production. Next is market efficiency. It describes how will prices integrate available information. The market efficiency is the extent to which market prices accurately reflect all pertinent information that is currently accessible. As there are no securities that are undervalued or overvalued if markets are efficient, there is no way to beat the market because prices already reflect all available information. The third category is operational efficiency. The operational efficiency measures how well profits are earned as a function of operating cost. The greater the operational efficiency, the more profitable the firm or investment. The last category is resource efficiency. It is both a requirement and opportunity for sustained economic prosperity in G20 countries. It also means using the Earth's limited resources in a sustainable manner while minimizing impacts on the environment.
Okay. Innovation. Kadaghan na gyud ta nakadungog ganing nga word, no? Innovation. I know you already have ideas sa inyong mga kagalingon about this word kay sus kapila na gyud nato ni nadungog. So, as you can see, no, sa picture, the purple one, it says there idea. After idea, plan, and then action. So, also mag-y innovation. Innovation daw is derived from the Latin verb innovare, which means to renew. Bag-uhon nimo. Innovation means to improve. Imong improve or to replace something. For example, a process, a product, or a service. It is a process by which a domain, a product, or a service is renewed and brought up to date by applying new processes, introducing new techniques, or establishing successful ideas to create new value. So, organizations have several options to increase their competitiveness. They can strive for price leadership or develop a strategy of differentiation. So, in both cases, innovation is essential. So, ano daw? If ang isa company is or wanted to be competitive or they want to increase their competitiveness, they can strive for price leadership. They have two choices. No, if gusto sila level up ang ilang pagka-competitive. So, they can one factor is that they will strive sa price leadership or either they will develop a strategy of differentiation. So, first option is price leadership. Ilabang tasan or move on ang presyo sa ilang product, which is a strategy also, or a strategy or develop a strategy differentiation. They will renew or they will improve their strat. Butang na to sa company. If gusto sila mataas ang ilang market, they will improve their strat when it comes to marketing or sa service. If bad service or they receive a lot of feedbacks nga bad ang service nila, so they will develop a new strat. They will improve their service. And innovation is very essential in that choices. Nag-iingon, diba? We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we use when we created them. So, dili daw ta makasolve og isa ka problema if ang atong gamiton sa pag-solve is parehas rasad sa una na to nga gigamit katong nag-create pa ka. Your first thinking when you created them. Nga naman. Diba, sige, ingon na to. You have that problem. And then, you try to think of a solution, pero fail. Would you try again using that strat nga gigamit nimo nga fail? Of course not. Diba? You should try to improve the strat that you used sa kinaunhan because it's a failure. So you have to develop, you have to make an idea again, you have to plan that idea again, and you have to take that action or you have to take an action of the plan or the ideas that you plan. That is innovation. You have to renew a failure, diba? You have to create a new strat, and if it's a failure again, then create again. And that's a process actually. Innovation is a process. So from ideas, you plan that ideas, and then from that planning of ideas, you take an action of it. That is innovation. And innovation is really essential for sustainable development. Why? Because in sustainable development, if you have a problem and you think of a solutions, of course, there are a lot of solutions, there are a lot of ways to solve a problem. But those ways or those solutions, you can't guarantee that all of them will make your problem solved, or all of them will make you successful in solving that problem. Diba? So innovation will enter. You have to renew a strat. You have to think of different ideas, different solutions, in order for you to attain that sustainable development that you really want. That is innovation. And here we have the right mindset for innovation. So, innovation requires more creativity and more willingness to take risks than the implementation of typical projects. To successfully realize innovation projects, a different mindset is needed. So, muna sila. Break the rules. That is the first mindset. So, challenge the status quo consistently and explore new paths of the beaten track. With traditional approaches and conventional methods, you will often not get anywhere in the field of innovation. So, that is the first mindset. Break the rules daw. Diba? So, nakita ninyo aning carton, oh. Ingon ang isa kalaki. Ngata na siya. What is the most important rule daw? Tapos dito bagay isa. To break the rule. To break rules. Ano kaha? No. Ano kaha nga breaking rules is a right or a good mindset for innovation? Ingon si Paul Sloan. I don't know if I pronounce it right. Pero muna iyang pangan Paul. Nana siya. A creative exercise called Break the Rules can help to eliminate the number and level of restrictions of how you work. It can also be the basis for new ideas. Maanang break the rules is a right mindset for innovation. So innovators are rule breakers. Diba? We often see how new entrants to a market break the rules, to which that the existing players conform. The low-cost airlines, example na siya ha, the low-cost airlines did this when they challenged the ways in which the major airlines did business. The new players use electronic tickets, bypassed travel agents, did away with allocated seating, flew to new smaller airports, and so on. So, break the rules is a workshop method to challenge fundamental assumptions of your business. It can be used to illustrate the number and level of restrictions on how you work. It can be also the basis for new ideas. So, let me share you an example. So, imagination lang. Divide into teams 6 to 8 people. Okay. Each team list as many rules as they can think of that apply in the organization. So, they should spend approximately 30 minutes capturing as many rules as possible. So, both obvious explicit rules and the unwritten implicit rules. So, the way we do things around here. What do we always do? What do you never do? What rules apply to hiring, to firing, to people, to finance, to approvals, to customers, to competitors, and etc. So, typically, groups find anywhere from 60 to 100 rules. Ganito daw. So, once you have a long list of rules, you then deliberately challenge each of them. So, for each rule, ask the question, can we break this rule for the benefit of the business? You can then use the broken rules as springboards for new ideas. For example, let's say you were looking for ways to improve the productivity of a telemarketing department. So, here are some of the rules that you might list as applying to the business today. Number 1, we use the telephone. And then we call between 9 a.m. and 12 and 2 and 5 p.m. We are always polite and professional. We use a script that has been carefully developed to deliver the right messages. We reward our agents for the number of leads they generate. We follow up each appointment with a confirmation letter and information pack. Now, we break the rules. First, we will use other methods of contacting people than the telephone. You already break the first rule, which is we use the telephone. Second, we will contact people outside normal business hours. Early in the morning, at lunchtime, or in the evening. So, time call rule is now break. So, third, we will be rude and unprofessional. We will let our agents say whatever they want. We will fine our agents for every lead they got. And we will not send out a confirmation by mail. So, how can any of these ideas help us to make the department more effective? Kaya diba, murag sa observation no murag magkaguba manig kumpanya if we break rules. Pero how? How can kaha? So, items 1 to 3 might suggest that we find creative ways to approach our target prospects as they arrive at our live work. Ang 1 to 3 daw. Ganina namin nababa mo. So, the telemarketing team could dress up as clowns and approach commuters getting off trains with humorous and outrageous messages with solicit responses. So, kay, di ba, in telemarketing, there are different behaviors of different colors. So, it's your way na lang if how you will use your humor para smooth ang inyo ang conversation. So, item 4 might prompt us to think of ways which we could make our message more interesting and less mechanical. So, the idea of fines might prompt us to emphasize to potential customers the costs and penalties from not responding. So, finally, item 6, which is katong confirmation letter, might lead to the ideas of confirming appointments through a special website or hand delivering to customers a package containing an attractive wall calendar with the date and time of our appointment highlighted. So, diba, mas better if kadto nga idea ang imong gamiton kaysa you will directly send a confirmation through mail. So, when I facilitate this exercise in my workshops, nga na si Paul Sloan, no, I often find that teams decide that they can break some 40 to 50% of the rules beneficially. They are surprised at how many self-imposed limits are holding them back. So, breaking rules is a right mindset sa innovation kaya, diba? Through breaking rules daw, you can open new ideas. So, second mindset is collect ideas everywhere. So, innovation projects constantly need a new ideas to overcome obstacles, to change concepts, and to optimize strategies. So, if you would say nga, many minds is better than one, also, in innovation, many ideas is better than one idea. So, you have to collect a lot of ideas para maka-form ka og better nga solution or better nga strat to a new solution. So, third mindset, believe in the I'm possible. Not impossible, but I'm possible. So, imagine how your innovation will look in reality. Believe that you will be able to overcome all those obstacles on the way to realization. So, in short, kaning believe in I'm possible is be confident. Mara gyud na siya. Be confident. Kay if you're not confident enough, so murag those ideas nga nasa imong minds para nimo is impossible to happen. But if you believe nga posible gyud siya, if you are confident enough nga those ideas are possible, then those ideas are possible to happen. So, believe in I'm possible. And the last right mindset is put together an innovation team of individuals with different perspectives and thinking styles. Innovation needs the diversity of various competencies and diverse ways of thinking. Kung nagkalain-lain ang behavior sa mga tao, nagkalain-lain sa ng atong ideas nga naa sa atong minds. So, it's better nga ang imuhang team, when you want to innovate something, it's nice that your team, patang natog, innovation team, diba? Pan lang. Imagination lang na you have a team. It's nice nga every individual of that team have different perspectives and thinking styles, diba? Kay if pari-pareho ra mo tanan og thinking styles, then pari-pareha na sad mo og ideas, which is dili compatible sa collect ideas everywhere, and diba? If you have different perspectives and you have different thinking styles, your ideas would be different also. So, nagkalain-lain mong ideas, which is better. Kay, in innovation, it's really important nga in improving a strat, you have different ideas para different sad ang matry nimo. If you will try that first idea, if it's a failure, then try that other idea. And you just need to try and try. So, it's very important na every individual of the team have different perspectives and thinking styles. So, in 2030, Agenda for Sustainable Development puts forward a broad and ambitious agenda for global action on sustainable development. So, the scale and ambition of the Sustainable Development Goals require innovation in development and innovation for development. So, innovation in development, so improving ways for development, and also innovation for development, improving things for development. Innovation understood as new forms of social practice and organization, as well as new or improved technological products and processes, is not only an explicit focus of Goal 9. Goal 9 which is build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation, but it is also a key enabler for most, if not all, of the goals. Like, for example, science and technology and innovation will play an essential role in achieving Goal 2. And Goal 2 is end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. So, harnessing the positive potential for innovation to address the Sustainable Development Goals will also mean recognizing that some forms of contemporary innovation also contribute to environmental degradation. So, these are disruptive of livelihoods and exacerbate inequalities. So, the key question concerned not how to encourage more innovation in more places, but which kinds of innovation need to be encouraged while at the same time discouraging harmful innovation. So, ano nga, gingon niya is, ano nga question no? Dili daw how to encourage more innovation in more places, but unsa daw ang kinds of innovation ang need i-encourage while at the same time discouraging the harmful innovation. Kaya diba, if, as we know, kuan man, everything, if naay advantage, naasay disadvantage. So, in innovation, if naay good innovation, naasay harmful innovation. So, in sustainable development, dili lang ang question dili lang i-focus nimo sa unsaon pag-encourage sa mga tao or unsaon pag-encourage sa innovation in different places, but unsaon nimo or unsa nga kain ang innovation, unsa nga kain sa innovation ang imo i-encourage adto nga mga places. Kay nag-encourage ka og innovation pero you didn't know nga harmful dito nga innovation ang gi-encourage nimo. So be aware of the innovation nga gi-propose nimo or gi-open nimo in different places, or even if you are part of a company lang or a part of an organization, if you offer or you suggest an innovation process, you have to be mindful if it's harmful or a good one, para kaybaw ka og unsa ang imong i-encourage, kay base naka-encourage na ka og harmful, diba? So you have to be mindful. So before going through sa stride goals, kani siya is kaning in the Philippines, no? Nakita ninyo sa screen. This is a record lang. So a record sa atong country about innovation. So in the Philippines, the Global Innovation Index or GII ranked the Philippines as the 50th most innovative economy in 2020. Kani siya in the year 2020 ni siya nga record, no? Up from 100 in 2014. So in the year 2014, 100 lang ang Philippines, but na 50th rank ang atong country in the year 2020. So among the world's lower middle income economies, the Philippines ranks 4th behind Vietnam, Ukraine, and India, with above average performance in business sophistication, knowledge, and technology outputs. But innovation's promise to deliver superior economic performance and development outcomes remains elusive. The Philippines seems perennially stuck in the middle income trap, facing some of the worst poverty and inequality in the region. So, kaya ba naman mo no? So, no need to battle. Kaya ba natana? So, the Philippines is on the right track. It is currently building supply-side components for the country's innovation system. The Department of Trade and Industries Regional Inclusive Innovation Centers and the Department of Science and Technology's Science for Change programs aim to supply innovation system components such as public R&D organizations, fab labs, incubators, and funding organizations. Okay, so kani. Ano ito sa stride? Stride means the science, technology, research, and innovation for development. So the project is a 5-year, $30 million initiative of the United States Agency for International Development Design, to spur inclusive economic growth in the Philippines by boosting science and technology research. So, implemented by RTI International, the STRIDE project works closely with Philippine academic institutions and industries to transform their capacity to produce research. University graduates with industry-relevant skills and training and innovative partnerships to accelerate development in the country. So, STRIDE is achieving these goals through. So, one ang ways para ma-achieve ang STRIDE goals. First is improved higher education curriculum in response to the industry and the job market needs. And also improve qualifications of faculty and staff in higher education institutions engaged in relevant science, technology, and innovation, or STI, disciplines. And also strengthen linkages between universities and industry in high-growth economic sectors. And strengthen also policy and management capacity of higher education institutions in improving the STI ecosystem. And lastly is to improve research capacity in critical STI disciplines. So those are ways of STRIDE para ma-achieve ang goals nila. This is all about innovation, no? I hope you can figure out the relevance of innovation when it comes to sustainable development. I will now give you the floor to the next reporter, which will tackle the green growth.
So good day everyone. I'll be taking the part of reporting about the green growth. So when you hear the word green growth, what comes to your mind? Okay, sakotan yung mga tubag, no? So, green growth, as agreed at the 5th Ministerial Conference on Environment and Development in Asia and the Pacific, is a strategy for achieving sustainable development. It is focused on overhauling the economy in a way that synergizes economic growth and environmental protection, building a green economy in which investments and resource savings as well as sustainable management of natural capital are drivers of growth. So, green growth mainly takes part in our economy in such a way that both our economy and the environment will benefit. So, the main objective of the green growth strategy is continuing economic growth and simultaneously recognizing the role of natural capital in the planning process and natural accounts. So, there are some definitions of green growth. According to the UNESCAP or the UNESCAP, the growth that emphasizes environmentally sustainable economic progress to foster low carbon, socially inclusive development. So, green growth is the growth which takes importance on environmentally sustainable economic progress, which aims to reduce the carbon and building a society wherein no one is left behind. So according to OECD, fostering economic growth and development while ensuring that natural assets continue to provide the resources and environmental services on which our well-being relies. So this means that making our economy grow and develop while making sure that the natural resources provide on the people and on the environment. So according to the World Bank, the growth that is efficient in its use of natural resources, clean in that it minimizes pollution and environmental impacts, and resilient in that it accounts for natural hazards and the role of the environmental management and natural capital in preventing physical disasters. So growth which uses the natural resources efficiently, and in accordance to provide clean water and minimize the pollution and environmental impacts which leads to natural hazards. Also, the environmental management and natural capital must play its role upon preventing the physical hazards or physical disasters, so physical disasters like earthquakes, flooding, etc. So according to Global Green Growth Institute or the GGGI, green growth is the new revolutionary development paradigm that sustains economic growth while at the same time ensuring climatic and environmental sustainability. So it focuses on addressing the root causes of these challenges while ensuring the creation of the necessary channels for resource distribution and access to basic commodities for the impoverished. So, green growth does not only give importance on the growth of the economy, but as well it is important to look for a way that it ensures environmental sustainability. So with this, it addresses the causes that may lead to some challenges and at the same time takes plan on how the resources be distributed and that the poor line areas can access the needs. So, what is green growth and how it can help deliver sustainable development? So, green growth is not a replacement for sustainable development. Rather, it provides a practical and flexible approach for achieving concrete, measurable progress across its economic and environmental pillars while taking full account of the social consequences of greening the growth dynamic of economies. So the focus of green growth strategies is ensuring that natural assets can deliver their full economic potential on a sustainable basis. That potential includes the provision of critical life support services, clean air and water, and the resilient biodiversity needed to support food production and human health. Natural assets are not infinitely substitutable, and green growth policies take account of that. So, green growth means maintaining our environment green and growing the environment and the society as a whole green for sustainable development. So, what does it aim to achieve? So, it aims to achieve first enhancing productivity by creating incentives for greater efficiency in the use of natural resources, reducing waste and energy consumption, unlocking opportunities for innovation and value creation, and allocating resources to the highest value use. So, it aims to have productivity which will be later produce incentives in the use of the natural resources like air, sunlight, the animals, plants. So those are the natural resources, and also reducing waste and energy consumption, making innovations and allocating resources to the highest value use. So next is they aim also to boosting investor confidence through greater predictability in how governments deal with major environmental issues. So, ang mga investors as well will have this kind of mindset on how they will take their business in such way that how our governments deal with those major environmental issues. So, investors must have this mindset which is environmentally friendly or environment friendly. So next is opening up markets by stimulating demand for green goods, services, and technologies. So, open business which is mga related sa green goods, services, and technologies, which is also considered the environment protection. So next up is the contributing to fiscal consolidations by mobilizing revenues through green taxes and through the elimination of environmentally harmful subsidies. These measures can also help to generate or free up resource and anti-poverty program in such areas as water supply and sanitation or other poor investments. So, eliminate those activities that harm our environment, and with this, it helps to reduce the poverty and ensures that poor-line areas will have their water supply and sanitation. So, next is reducing risks of negative shocks to growth due to the resource bottlenecks as well as damaging and potentially irreversible environmental impacts. So, it also aims to reduce the risk due to the resource which, despite of the full capacity it holds, cannot guarantee with the input that coming its way. So, strategies for greener growth need to be tailored to fit specific country circumstances. They will need to carefully consider how to manage any potential trade-offs and best exploit the synergies between green growth and poverty reduction. So the latter include, for example, bringing more efficient infrastructure to people in energy, water, and transport, tackling poor health associated with environmental degradation, and introducing efficient technologies that can reduce costs and increase productivity while easing environmental pressure. Given the centrality of natural assets in low-income countries, green growth policies can reduce vulnerability to environmental risks and increase the livelihood security of the poor. So, in here, strategies for greener growth must see to it that the trade-offs or what you call this, business or whatsoever they may bring to that place must fit the area needs. Okay? If not, then it will not still benefit or help the environment, and as well our economy will not grow on faster. So, example, here in our island, we really need water supply because we only relies on rain. Then if way uman, then wami tubig nga magamit for daily needs. So, LGUs take parts on ano naman sila gigama nga kanang para mahatagan nami og kanang water supply, but now it's still ongoing. So that's what greener growth strategies is. So green growth strategies also recognize that focusing on GDP as the main measure of economic progress generally overlooks the contribution of natural assets to wealth, health, and well-being. They, therefore, need to rely on a broader range of measures of progress encompassing the quality and composition of growth and how it affects people's health and welfare. So, kaning green growth strategies is it really focuses upon making our economic growth in such way that the natural capital or the natural resources are the, di ba, at the first slide, which is katong natural capital are drivers of growth. So it gives emphasis on the natural capital as the main source of growing our economy. So potential for a green economy. So, economic modeling done for the United Nations Environment Program or UNEP investigate the macroeconomic impacts of investing 2% of global gross domestic product or GDP on an annual basis over the coming decades into business as usual and green economy scenarios. So, UNEP nagkandak sila og investigation on how this kanang GDP impacts on our economy. So, under a green economy scenario, half of the investment is allocated to energy efficiency and the development of renewable energy sources. The remainder is devoted to improved waste management, public transport infrastructure, and natural capital-based sectors such as agriculture, fisheries, forestry, and water supply. So, why is it that this agriculture, fisheries, forestry, and water supply? Because mo magud ni siya ang kanang main what do you call this? Gitaga nila emphasis or main sectors nga which will help to make our economy grow. So the UNEP towards a green economy report stresses that a green investment scenario delivers long-term growth from 2011 to 2050 while avoiding considerable downside risks such as the effects of climate change, water scarcity, and the loss of ecosystem services. While there will be both winners and losers, it concludes that returns on investment between 2011 and 2050 compared to business as usual could include savings on capital and fuel costs in power generation of about 760 billion a year, reduce demand for water by about one-fifth from annual investments of 100 billion to 300 billion, and increased water efficiency in agriculture, industry, and the municipal sector. So, another is increased value added in the forest industry of more than 20% compared to business as usual, increased formal employment, and increased carbon storage from investing 0.03% of GDP between 2011 and 2050 in paying forest landholders to conserve forests and in private investments. So next is transformation of agriculture from a major greenhouse gas or GHG emitter to GHG neutrality or a possible carbon sink while reducing deforestation and freshwater use by the 55% and 35% respectively based on the adaptation of sustainable farming methods. So next is green growth in the Philippines objective. So the GGGI supports the Republic of the Philippines in its transition toward climate resilient and inclusive green growth. The program responds to the development dynamic of the government while accelerating the implementation of green growth policies through structuring bankable projects and facilitating their financing. The program is mainly directed at LGUs for actual project implementation, which includes provinces, cities, municipalities, and MSMEs. So green growth here in the Philippines is also gitagaan na og mga pagtagad because we can really see that the natural resources really help not just in growing our economy but also environmental friendly siya, which is our main concern for sustainable development. So here are the strategic outcomes targets. So as you can see here flashed in the screen, so this is the strategic outcome targets. So next is, since 2011, GGGI has been partnering with the Climate Change Commission or the GGG, the National Economic and Development Authority or the NEDA, the Department of Trade and Industry or the DTI, and the provincial governments, mainly with Palawan, Oriental Mindoro, and Bataan. GGI Country Strategy and Country Planning Framework or the CPF for 2016 to 2020 is aligned with the key government plans and targets such as the Philippine Development Plan or PDP in 2017 to 2022, the National Climate Change Action Plan, NGCAP, it's NGCAP, the 2011 to 2028. The Nationally Determined Contributions or the NDC, based on a strong partnerships and technical track records accumulated at various levels of governance, national, regional, and local, GGGI focuses on structuring investable green growth projects while advising relevant policies around the thematic areas of sustainable energy, sustainable landscapes, agriculture adaptation, and green cities with an aim of bringing them to a financing stage. So next is in 2017 to 2018, GG GGGI's intervention focused on strengthening the government's capacity for green growth planning while contributing to institutional coordination and widening the spectrum by working with diverse stakeholder groups including the private sector which laid the groundwork for structuring bankable projects. So one of the salient examples of the planning intervention is the provincial level climate resilient green growth or the CRGG strategies adopted in the Palawan and Oriental Mindoro, which integrated green growth in local development and investment plans while identifying a pipeline of projects for implementation. Influenced by this approach, GGGI also supported NEDA to produce a green growth toolkit, providing a step-by-step guide for local policymakers, which was tested in the province of Bataan as form of capacity development and knowledge sharing initiative. So the GGGI helped CCC strengthening institutional capacity for operationalization of the People's Survival Fund or the PSF while interacting with other financing facilities such as Green Climate Fund and Adaptation Fund to improve local government units or the LGUs access to financing for climate adaptation and mitigation projects. Finally, GGGI has been partnering with the private sector by introducing green business practices through the DTI Bureau of Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises or the DTI-BS MED, whose key mandate is to foster the development of competitive and green MSMEs, which account for 99% of all registered enterprises and provide 60% of total employment of the Philippines economy. So, as you can see here, there are lots of government organizations or mga kanang kawani sa pamahalaan which supported the green growth because we can really see its we can really see how it protects our environment, which as I said before, the main concern of the sustainable development, but at the same time it also grows our it makes our economy grow. So, areas of thematic focus addressed by the country program. So, sustainable energy, expanded access to energy services through solar PV that can be transformational in remote rural areas and island barangays and other areas where the energy source is mainly diesel generated has exorbitantly high rates, highly subsidized and yet under applied with the potential of displacing coal in the power mix. So, kani siya nga kind sa sustainable energy, no? Here in our island before, tong wala pa mi na tawdan og kanang kuryente, we use this diesel generated which is karagabiira na ay siga dire din mabuntag wala na. So, but now, gladly that we have this full access of energy day and night. So, sustainable landscapes, enhancement of climate change, adaptive capacity of national, regional, and local governments, promotion of climate resilient and green agriculture value chain to increase local income and create jobs for the marginalized. So, sustainable landscapes tong mga lugar nga dagko og kanang mga kayutaan, no? So the local government or the LGUs create business or they have this green agriculture para ang mga tao sa dito is manay trabaho, then also it can help as well to grow our economy. So for the green cities, promotion of sustainable transport such as replacing gasoline-based tricycles with electric ones in islands, mainstreaming climate resilience, green growth in MSMES operation, solar roofing, or green building. So to sum up it all, no, ang green growth is usa jud sa ka strategy on the sustainable development. So you will just only remember this, that green growth focuses or emphasizes the growth of our economy, but in such way that it will not only benefit our economy, but it will also benefit our environment. So it uses the natural capital such as the plants, the animals as its main subject to make our economy grow. So that's it for my report. Thank you.
The rebound effect. Energy efficiency increases should contribute to the reduction of energy consumption. The reductions in consumption that would correspond to this efficiency increases can be calculated for each energy efficiency measure, provided consumer behavior does not change. Studies show, however, that despite improvements in efficiency, energy consumption often does not fall as much as expected. Rebound effect occur. The paradox underlying the rebound effect is that due to the secondary effect, improvements in resource efficiency provide smaller reduction in the consumption of energy and or material resources than are expected. Or even an overall net increase in resource use, the rebound effect has been seen at many levels of society, from the individual to the nation to across nation. A rebound effect, also called take-back effect or offsetting behavior, refers to increased consumption that results from action that increase efficiency and reduce consumer cost.
The rebound effect occurs within socio-technical systems, that is according to Gills 2004, such as transport, energy supply and demand, and industry. It has been observed in the supply and consumption of numerous types of G&S. The size and characteristics of the rebound effect change within different temporal and spatial boundaries. So Surreal 2009 finds that over the lifetime of technologies, the rebound effect in energy efficiency is more likely to occur during the innovation and early adopter stages within the Bass diffusion curve. So Bass 1969. So the rebound effect is generally higher in industrializing or developing nations than in mature economies because of higher growth rates, more intensive use of energy, higher energy cost, and being in the earlier stages of the diffusion curve for the key energy using services, as seen in China's high rates of rebound effect in energy use. So Brockway and others, 2017. Okay. Types of rebound effects. So there are direct and indirect rebound effects. So direct rebound effects occur when energy efficiency gains result in higher demand in some area. So for example, after insulating your house, you adjust the heating so that the average temperature in the house is higher than before renovation. So while indirect rebound effect occur when efficiency gains in one area lead to higher resource consumption in other areas. For example, A lower heating bill after building insulation can create financial leeway for new and more energy-intensive lighting in the house or for long-distance travel. So indirect rebound effects can also occur if I install more energy-intensive lighting after insulating my building because I think I've already done enough to protect the environment. So that is the two types of rebound effects. Reasons for rebound effects. There are different explanations for rebound effects. Monetary reasons are often suggested. When consumers save electricity, their expenses are reduced and money is saved. With this money, they can consume more of the same or other products. In the case of direct rebound effects, this is called the price effect. More energy can be consumed for the same money. So, indirect rebound effects can occur from incomes rise and more goods can be demanded. So, if nag-decide ang consumer to save electricity, then money is saved. So, understandable naman siya, no? However daw, not all rebound effects can be explained purely in monetary terms. Dili ra daw mag-base sa kwarta. In addition to economic factors, rebound effects are also explained by psychological and other factors. For example, additional consumption can be explained by a clear conscience effect, so-called moral licensing. If a household switches to environmentally friendly electricity and thus significantly improve its carbon dioxide balance, this can, under certain circumstances, mean that the inhabitants no longer consider it as necessary as before to save electricity or to pay attention to environmental protection in other areas. Or there may be spillover effects if, for example, the experience that something can be achieved through your own environmental behavior motivates you to become more environmentally friendly in other areas as well. So, dili na sa monetary explanation or monetary terms but also psychological and other factors ang maka-explain sa rebound effect. A further reason for rebound effects can be a lack of knowledge in dealing with energy-efficient devices or technologies so that the efficiency potentials are not fully exploited. So this can occur, for example, when underfloor heating systems are used instead of radiators. So the three policy strategies to mitigate the rebound effect can be distinguished. Economy-wide increase in environmental efficiency. Second, shifts to greener consumption patterns. And third, downsizing consumption. That is according to Girard and others, 2014. So, any questions? Isod no? Di man mo katubag. Kaya di man to face to face, wala man sa nag-virtual. So, efficiency, first no, mo to siya ang why sustainability requires efficiency. So, why is it relevant to sustainable development? It is the efficient, of course, you have to be efficient, especially, for example, in using energy and natural material and also informational resources nga vital for sustainability and sustainable development, which should be kanang major goal of every country nga efficient ta in using energy and material and natural resources. And also innovation. Why is innovation relevant to sustainable development? Sustainability and efficient use of resources must focus on innovation and technological process. Innovation is fundamental to making sustainability possible and also in improving efficiency. So, nag-connect lagi siya, no? So, innovation for sustainability must be environmentally friendly. Diba? Kay, mo ganito, dili tanang innovation is good. There are also harmful innovation. So, it must be environmentally friendly. Ana ang sud ang, and talking about environmentally friendly, you have to apply the green growth or the green technology. If you are using technologies, then be mindful in using it. So, ang word nga gamito na to is green technologies. You have to be mindful of that when you are on the process of innovation. You have to be environmentally friendly. So that would be all. Motto siya, that is efficiency and innovation, green growth, and rebound effect. So I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for listening, and our activity will be posted lang. And for the performance or the face-to-face activity, we will post information about it lang. So be say panana active lang sa GC sa kay adto may mag-post amo ang PPT, ang kaning recorded discussion lang will be posted. Provide daw mig link because this is posted through YouTube, and then our the notes also will be posted together with the PDF, and also the teaching learning activity will be posted also. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned something. That is our discussion about the lesson. So thank you so much for listening.